It's Christmas Eve here at GMBN Tech, so instead of doing the usual show, we thought we'd talk a little bit about the big day. Sweet costume, by the way.
What costume?
Alright, so instead of going straight into news, we thought we'd have a little chat about what do you want for Christmas. What do you want for Christmas?
Well, I treated myself to an early Christmas present.
What, you've already done it?
Yeah. And
I get it.
these super cool little Nipex.
I've got the bigger ones. These are really nice.
I've got a big set and I've gone for a little set. I don't know how much use they're going to be, but they're just really nice.
It's not about that, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, they're
So
lovely.
that's my own Christmas present to myself.
If you go around any of the pits at any World Cup, all the mechanics have a set of these. Yeah, they're just so useful for so many different random things.
Yeah. No, very nice indeed. But there's loads of other stuff. I guess titanium straws could be on your list.
Oh, they're 100% on my list.
Oh, yeah?
I'm expecting to get some. I'll be very disappointed if I'm not having a gin and tonic with titanium straws.
I mean,
I
want to say, I don't know if you're hinting because I haven't got you titanium straws.
No, I know. And I've made enough hints at home, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping someone feels very bad if I don't get titanium straws.
Well, at least I already feel bad. So mission accomplished.
Yeah, well, it's all good. But actually, on another note, something I've wanted for a while that I don't think anyone knows I want, but I'd really like a shoe dryer. Like, it's been getting pretty wet lately at our end, and going for repeated rides, you end up just putting damp shoes on back all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just after a while, it wears you down a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've got a shoe dryer that it resembles a Dalek, but it's pretty effective.
Ah, so is it one of the ones that goes on a wall and it's like a giant hairdryer with like the pipes to hang off?
That's how I describe it. And it works pretty well, but yeah, it goes all right. The thing I'd really, really like is I've never owned a set of waterproof riding trousers.
Can't see you if I do that. Yeah, sorry.
Just
Waterproof riding trousers. Yeah. You've never owned a pair of waterproof riding trousers?
No, never have.
I've just worn through a pair of Gore ones I've had for, I don't know, probably 5 years.
Well, before I put my normal riding trousers on, which I've only really recently got into, I do smear myself with Vaseline.
Yeah.
For that waterproofness, like I'm thinking about it.
Like swim in the channel sort of thing.
Yeah, something like that.
That's an interesting approach, Henry. I kind of expected you to say something like this as well. But no, actually, really interested to hear what you guys would like from Christmas. To be perfectly honest, the biggest thing I want for Christmas is just a bit of time, just to kind of press pause, ride some bikes, hang out with the family. And actually, I've got quite a few sort of top mods and stuff, which I'm planning on doing in the festive season. We can talk about that
Yes.
a bit later. What about you? What did you do over the festive season?
Similar. I just want to, this is my first Christmas home since I think
of course,
2009.
Wow, yeah.
So a decade.
Yeah.
So,
That's quite a big deal then.
yeah, it is. Although I actually haven't really made many plans. I'm just going to go back to the folks. Probably, fall asleep on the sofa at 3 o'clock after eating too much food.
Queen's speech? What's your speech?
Oh, sorry, 4 o'clock. One more.
Well, some people rigidly don't watch it, but each to their own.
Yeah, that's it. No, I want to actually, with the time off, do a little bit of riding, but mainly get my life and my garage in a bit of order.
Yeah,
It's a bit unruly. Got some of that shadow foam. Get it all sorted.
I think we're quite in sync with the using the festive period to sort stuff out. Let us know what you guys are aiming to get for Christmas. What are you doing over the festive period? What sort of top mods and stuff have you got planned in your festive time? Let us know in the comments underneath and tell us if you got what you want for Christmas.
Now is a bit of a time for festive cheer and some thanks. And firstly, I want to say thank you to everyone, including yourself, Doddy, and Dan the cameraman, for making me feel so at home.
Oh, dude, you're part of the furniture already.
Yeah, it was a big thing. So thank you very much. And also, we want to extend our thanks to everyone that watches the show.
100%. Yeah.
Big time. Now, we have some amazing commenters. We have too many to name.
There's thousands of them. Yeah.
But we've just selected out a bit of a hit list here.
Yeah.
Just to say thank you, because we always look forward to reading your comments.
Awesome.
So in no particular order, Rupert, who he keeps me honest in the maintenance videos.
Oh yeah. Tommy Saranen.
Yeah, we got Mark Collingwood,
Steve B.
Cliff J.
Greg Shapaniak, who I think I met you at Melvin's as well.
We've got Gareth, who sends a lot of uploads in, although we don't know his second name.
Gareth's good enough. Bad Larry, good name.
Bad Larry.
Good name, Bad Larry.
Ross Stewart.
Not for me.
Nick Watkins.
And Johannes Nielsen.
Yeah, so big thanks.
Yeah,
so
massive
much.
thanks. It does mean a lot. We do read the comments. We might not always actively engage with you because there's simply so many comments we never get any work done. But we always take on board what you say, so please continue supporting us. We love it. Thank you, guys. Okay, so 2019 was an incredible year for tech. We've been all over the world seeing some outrageously cool tech and bikes. So Henry and I have been through some of our favourite stuff. We've made this massive list. In fact, I think it's too big to fit on this show. So I'm just going to start calling out at random some of the coolest stuff I've had the pleasure of seeing this year. And the first up is the new Ibis Ripley. So a 29-inch wheel, genuine trail bike, not too aggressive. It's like an everyday bike for everyone. Super light, so much fun to ride. And actually just something else from Ibis at the same time that I really appreciated was their carbon manufacturing that they're starting to bring to the USA. Now, they're not doing it to try and be too US born and be like, yeah, you know, born in the USA. They're doing it to basically make manufacturing of carbon better. Essentially, they're using far less pieces in the front triangles to make stuff. It uses less heat, it uses less people, less time, less everything. So it's got to be a good thing. And the best thing of all is they're sharing this information with the factories back in Asia. So they're not just doing it for themselves, they're trying to help everyone learn. Ibis, guys, way to go.
Yeah.
What a way to run a company. Mega.
Another one that's really worth noting, a new company for this year, is Forrestar Bikes.
Oh God, yeah, that's insane actually.
Yeah, with a certain Mr. Gracia of kind of OG downhiller.
Oh yeah, and OG loudmouth, I guess, of the scene. He won't mind me saying that, he's a great guy.
But it's pretty cool. Andora's a small spot.
Yeah.
Common Soul, huge player.
Absolutely.
And now another one out of there.
Yeah, so I think I'm right in saying that they either bought or they use the same production facility that Production Privy were based from, that made some super cool frames. But suddenly Forrestar Bikes have literally popped up from nowhere really, with some heavy hitting finance behind the brand. We've seen that Dazzle print bike floating around. Jonesy has not stopped babbling on about it over on EMBN, so I think there's going to be some seriously cool stuff coming out of them for next year.
I really hope so.
I think they're making like their own motor and stuff as well. I think they're literally doing everything themselves. Like it's just mad, isn't it?
Yeah, just pretty cool. Another brand that is certainly happy to do things their own way is, of course, Pole.
Oh yeah.
Now, Pole seem to be a brand on the rise, I'd say. You know, they had their Evo Link bikes, which are very radical in terms of their geometry. Yeah. But perhaps they didn't hit, not the same, I think it'd be fair to say, they didn't hold the same place in the market they do now in terms of these refined super bikes, you know?
No, they 100% are, yeah. I think when they came onto the scene with those Evo Links, you're right, they were quite radical looking bikes, with a super steep seat angle, you know, raked out front end, long front centre and that. But now the bikes with, they started with the machine, didn't they? Yeah. Then the stamina and the two different travels. Yeah. The construction, you've got to see these things in the flesh to realise just how beautiful they are. Work of art. I mean, they're strange looking beasts though.
Yeah, I heard that the aluminium they use is so dense. Yeah, that's why they had to glue it, and the gluing's really important because this year they got rid of those bolt holes, which really
so it's a two-piece front end, isn't it? They're machined and they're basically put together. Bonkers,
lovely.
Yeah, really cool stuff. Next up, Trust Performance forks. Love them or hate them, the linkage fork is definitely here to stay. And these guys have made arguably the most talked about fork. There's a lot out there. We've seen the Structure Cycleworks fork, the Motion Ride fork. There's various things, but Trust, wow, you know, when you've got a heavy hitting trio behind them, including Dave Weagle on the suspension kinematics there, and Jason Shears of Envy previously, it's kind of a work of art. And you know, looks aside, what the fork can do is quite mind-blowing really in terms of performance. You know, it's not an anti-dive fork, but it doesn't dive. You know, it wasn't built with anti-dive properties, it just has that as part of the trailing link design. The more interesting thing is, as it does compress, the trail increases, so it gets more stable when other forks get less stable. So it totally requires rewiring your brain to sort of process the bike. You still need to plug them on your bike, actually.
Ride them, yeah. They really they made one hell of a splash. Now, another company that seems to be kind of actually kicking out some really cool stuff, and they have been for a couple of years now, is Rotor. So a Spanish company, they make, you know, lovely two-sided power meters, but they have got this hydraulic 13-speed drivetrain. Yeah. Now, I mean, there's a lot going on there. Hydraulic, which is pretty much just them. I think A-Cross.
A whole lot of gear as well. Yeah.
And 13-speed. Yeah. I think it's just great. Another company that seems to really just, you know, like you were saying earlier on, just doing it their own way.
100%, yeah.
That's brilliant.
A couple of super cool things about it. When I was chatting to them at, I think it was a Sea Otter, the Monterey show, I was worried about how you would go about bleeding it, and do you lose sensitivity between changing gears? But the system uses a very easy way to bleed it, and it's a very thin cable as well. Almost no chance of getting air in there apparently. So we'd love to actually see some of this stuff and try it ourselves. I think, because there are concerns, but when you look at how well built it is, it's quite phenomenal that we've not seen more of them around, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I think it also uses a 12-speed chain as well, the way they've designed a cassette. There's no difference in pitch or change between a 12, so you use a 12-speed chain on the 13-speed. So they haven't had to redesign the chain as such. Just really cool, actually. One whole gear extra than Shimano and SRAM are currently offering.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Next up, I think that Manitou Mezzo fork, like we see Fox, we see RockShox, we see them all day long. It's quite nice to have Manitou back, I think, and I know that you've been a special fan of this.
Yeah, no, I'd really like to give them a go. They're using 3 air chambers.
Yeah, of course, it's like infinite rate
adjustable, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And it looks great. I don't know, it's really good to see another big brand kind of have a, maybe kind of a not necessarily a relaunch, but they were kind of the boys back in the day.
They were. There was very much a battle, I think, between RockShox would have a good year, and then Manitou would have the good year the next year, and they kind of trade places on the development thing. And you're right, they kind of tailed off a bit for quite a while. I think the last good forks they did were probably like Sherman's or something like that. But yeah, really, really stoked to see him back. And I love the little nod to yesteryear with the decals on them. They look just like their original fork, except in a brand new badass looking thing. Yeah.
And similar, actually, I believe in the same parent company, Hayes.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, and they have the Dominion brakes, which, of all accounts, are very powerful. I was actually speaking to Eddie Masters, and he was saying how much input that Bergamont Hayes team had on them. And
that's cool.
He said that they really listened, and a lot of feedback was given. Now, one thing I really, really like, which I can only see it being a matter of time before other people implement, is that grub screw to micro adjustment.
Why has no one done that before?
So good. Yeah,
right.
So good.
Ow.
But just like I said, another big company. Great to see him having a resurgence.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, bit of an unusual thing, but it's something Eurobike that I loved, and Jonesy was like, they're sausage factory bearings. With the SKF Matrix bearings, essentially they've got like a solid polymer self-lubing design. Fills in the gaps in between the actual ball bearings themselves. So you can imagine like sand and mud and muck can't actually get in there, sealing them off better, and they're constantly lubricating themselves, which seems to me the most amazing thing you could have on a mountain bike. They're still going to wear like bearings will wear, but in theory they should wear at a slower rate because you can't get all the crap in there to wear them out. Yeah.
It sounds like just a bloody good idea.
Yeah.
You were saying came from the food.
Yeah,
the food industry.
Jonesy's theory is it comes from sausage factories where I guess fats and meats and stuff can get into the transmission, I guess, of convoy belts and things and clog them up.
But
they don't want to be maintaining that stuff. It's got to work day in, day out.
But to me, that doesn't seem like a criticism, but more of a qualifier of why they'd be so good.
100%, yeah. I think that's what he meant in his sort of roundabout way, walking around in his wellies.
We also have... So we spoke about 13 speed.
Yeah.
Now, actually, Shimano really got it all in a pile this year.
Yeah.
With the SLX 12 speed.
It took him a while, didn't it? Like,
it did.
SRAM had the jump, but I've always loved the fact that you can always rely on Shimano. You know, they're always going to be there, and when they do it, they're like,
well, I think Shimano likes, like some other brands, I would say, some of your really big players, they're perhaps not always the best for innovation, but I think I would say they're one of the really, really good ones of actually perfection. When they bring it to the table, it just bloody works.
100%. Yeah.
Cool.
And bringing 12 speed down to SLX level means basically everyone can have a slice of that action. Yeah. And because it's SLX, you know it's going to work. Like, it's going to be really good stuff. To a degree, actually. I've kind of always not seen the point in XT because SLX is so good. I would probably buy SLX myself, and if I recommended someone to buy something better, I'd be like all the way to XTR. But I guess it's got to suit what your wallet size deals with. And next up, I've got to say those Vittoria 4C tyres. Right, so bit of an unusual trip. Went over to Thailand. It was pretty much a 3-day trip to have a look around a tyre factory and make a video on how tyres are made. Very cool, really interesting stuff, especially seeing the rubber literally tapped out of trees and coming at the factory in like these big blocks, and every stage of it. But what I wasn't expecting, and I think this will be the same for any of you that's seen the video, if you haven't, it's in the link underneath, was their 4C machine in a factory. I was absolutely blown away. So they can extrude 4 rubber compounds into one tyre carcass, which basically enables them to make a tyre that can just do, technically on paper, a lot more than other tyres. But this factory, I've never seen anything so clean in my life. It is insane. It's like a Formula One factory.
Sausage factory.
Yeah, pretty much. Very, very clean sausage factory. Yeah. Seriously, you'd have been amazed. You know, a lot of the parts of the factory is very industrial, as you'd imagine, but this bit has to be exceptionally clean, and it's absolutely vast. But what I learned about the tyres was just quite insane. They're also putting graphene, that new wonder stuff, into the tyres, which not ridden them, I can't really say much about them, but what graphene can offer is it, on a molecular level, fills in the holes of the rubber structure on the tyre, so it can help aid durability, cut resistance, and in theory, stop them wearing out as fast as well. So you can have a soft compound rubber tyre, but the graphene is harder than the rubber, so should stop them wearing out as fast. So crazy science, I think.
Yeah. Something on the kind of tech side that I really appreciated this year is from Garmin. Now, I had a long and beneficial relationship with my old 520.
Yeah.
I loved it dearly. It worked, it was so reliable, it was so good. And I thought, honestly, this one's a lifer.
I seem to remember you digging your heels in when the new one turned up because you didn't see anything wrong with the last one.
Yeah, honestly.
Which is actually pretty cool.
I just always thought it was so good and I absolutely loved it. And it's still great, obviously. But the 830, holy Toledo.
Yeah.
That thing. I mean,
It's so powerful now.
So powerful, it's so quick, and the navigation and just everything. It just is just a really fantastic unit.
I've kind of always not used cycle computers except for an Avocet 30 that I had in 1986 or something stupid. But yeah, I'm quite on board with the tech now.
Yeah.
Like, I fully appreciate seeing where you are, being able to map your ride, the safety features, you know, like the SOS feature, which actually keeps going off on mine. I need to figure out a better place to mount mine. But I know that you said that it came in handy for you.
Yes, I know it did, yeah. And also, like, these watches also have them. You can just hold on.
Yeah.
Beep, goes up.
Yeah, I never was a smartwatch person, but yeah, I'm kind of there now.
Yeah.
I think it definitely enhances your life. What do you reckon, Dan the cameraman?
Love it.
Yay! So, as we mentioned earlier on, there are some top mods on both our Horizons.
Yeah.
If you can see out of that.
Yeah.
My head hurts, eh?
You look quite hot in that.
You look like a Siamese cat.
I could just about see it. Stretching your head.
Yeah, nice. No, it just looks like I'm, 50-year-old in Hollywood, just the old nip tuckaroo. But anyhow, we were talking about, all the stuff we need to do. Now, I've got a lot I need to get on, and I think you do as well. What will you be putting your mind to over the festive period?
I think, a fun project first, actually sparked by the GMBN Christmas show. We shot that at a friend's bar in Bath, and I helped him put the place together. And he's got these cool, upcycled lamps on the wall made from the front ends of old transit damaged and written off bikes. So I've got a couple of frames in the loft, old ones. So I think I'm going to hack up a couple and make some lamps for our new set, which we move into in January. I think maybe I'll make some upcycling or recycling type videos about how you can make some furniture and some cool quirky stuff using old bike stuff. I guess if there's anything you guys would like to see us make, let us know in those comments under there.
Yeah, I think I'm really looking forward, like I said earlier on, to commit to the shadow foam life.
Oh yeah, and I forgot you've got a massive slab, haven't you?
Got a big old slab.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so just get everything
need to acquire
right in
some
place.
at some point.
Yeah, just get it all organised. I've been meaning to do it for a while, and I think it's that perfect job to do with a cup of tea. Just sit down, methodically go through it.
I think this one for taping the kettle on, really, isn't it? That's going to be there a long afternoon doing that.
I think so.
Oh man, take your time. That's something like a work of art. If you guys haven't seen Toolbox Wars on Instagram, check them out, and you'll see what Henry's all about with this. So we've got into that, properly.
We have, we've got to do a good one.
At the same time, if you don't have a posh tool chest like this one here or something at home, don't forget you don't have to spend loads of money on that stuff. You can get a bargain price. You can go to any DIY store and get cheap plastic toolboxes. Stanley, most household brand names. Make them, and they're great value for money, and they come with little parts trays on the inside for your little nuts, bolts and washers, so you can just start small and work your way up. You don't have to go in at the top end. But that said, I really want some of that foam.
Yes.
I like the look of that stuff.
It's very nice.
What else have we got on the list? CCTV, yeah. Right, so I did those security videos earlier in the year, and actually I got chatting to the guys at Abus afterwards, and it kind of made me realise that after talking about their CCTV, I feel like I've jinxed myself, so I've actually got myself CCTV now. I haven't put it in yet. I'm actually going to do this one over the break. This is sort of option I've gone for. It basically records via its own encrypted network.
Nice.
So if you've got a computer which is trying to break in, you can't hack it and that sort of stuff.
Wow.
I'm still learning all about this stuff, but I just don't take any precautions. I've got all the ground anchors, got all the locks and that, and I thought, well, I may as well go the whole hog. Yeah, this reminds me, actually. Got a little present for Henry here.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't wrap it. It's not my strong point, but I think you'll appreciate that.
Oh, banging!
Because I know you're going to need one with your new... He's getting a bike cave as well.
Yeah, get everything bolted down. Oh no, I do actually really need a ground anchor.
Yeah.
Just peace of mind.
Absolutely. Insurance companies love them, and it will hopefully keep your bikes as secure as they can be.
Yeah, totally. Just a quick observation. Does funk mean the same in German as it does in English? Like the one look?
Well, like the smell or the...
I'm thinking the groove,
Oh, the groove, yeah. I have no idea. I know, let us know. What does funk mean in German? But let us know, whoever's German speaking out there, and you can answer Henry's random request. But we'd love to know what you guys are doing in your bike caves. So let us know what you're planning on doing in your bike caves, any top mods you might be doing with Christmas presents, perhaps putting onto your bikes over Christmas. Don't forget to take some photos, send them in to us, into our Rewind, top mods and bike cave sections. We expect to see some nice festive stuff coming from you guys for our first show in January. Oh, well, there we go. It's Christmas Eve, so it's nearly Christmas Day, in which case, Merry Christmas to everyone out there.
Merry Christmas.
For some more Christmas stuff, click down there for the GMBN Christmas special. Very random, that one.
And click down here for the GMBN Christmas show, which has a pretty decent tech quiz in there.
Oh,
so
yeah.
get involved.
And have a banging Christmas, everyone. Don't forget to click that subscribe button and the notification bell, and give us some love in the comments underneath. Ta-ta!
Cheers, guys. Funk!